first song I want to recommend to you guys this week is Tom Waits doing 219, coming off of the Orphans box set. This is without question one of the most wildly cool songs Tom Waits ever recorded. It was actually first released on another album back in 2001, and there's this amazingly dark, exciting groove that runs throughout the entire song. Tom's growly vocal is as good as ever, and when it comes to a madly addictive song, you'd be hard-pressed to top this one. It's the way that the various rhythms and other instruments seem to completely surround you that really makes this so enjoyable. But at the same time, there's this unsettling, nervous tone that becomes the perfect finishing touch. Just go get this, spin it, and love it. It really is that simple. The next song you should be spinning this week is called In Time, and it comes from 07. This is absolutely one of my all-time favorite chill-out songs, coming from one of the groups that does that style best. The guitar work here is wonderfully simple, and the electronic elements complement it in the best way possible. Along with this, Sophie Barker's wispy vocals make the track all the better. And this is really one of those songs that I can just never get enough of. At the same time, this song has almost a vintage sound to it, and in some ways it could have come out in the 70s and been just as good. In Time is smooth and beautiful in a way almost no other song can boast. And to be honest, this never fails to make me smile. Just go grab a copy of this song and let your mind relax. My third suggestion this week is J Mascis doing Is It Done. I've said so many times just how brilliant Jay's Several Shades of Why album is, and this is easily one of the 2 or 3 best tracks off of it. This song really proves that when you strip away those mountains of sound that Jay is usually surrounded by, what you're left with is a phenomenal songwriter and an equally impressive vocalist. The pain and the emotion in this lyric ring through and pull you in very quickly and completely. But there's this loose, raw feeling to it that gives this song an authenticity that is rarely achieved. The fact of the matter is, J Mascis still fails to get the credit he deserves for what an amazing musician he is. And this is one of those songs that proves just how far beyond his peers he's been for more than 3 decades. Just go spin this song this week. In fact, spin the whole album. The fourth song this week is Mama Roux from Dr. John. It goes without saying that Dr. John's Gree record is flawless, and this is one of the coolest tracks on it. It's smooth and relaxed in a completely unique way, and it's got this very cool soul sound and almost a tribal element to it as well. The groove you find here makes it impossible not to sing along and bob your head and just get into it. And in every way this is perfect, whether it's the keyboard, the vocals, or the various rhythm, this is all it takes to make a phenomenal track. The fact remains that Dr. John is the king of cool, and this is easily one of his finest moments. So go get this one and dig in. The last song I want to suggest this week is Pearl Jam doing Even Flow. For me, this is the track that really kickstarted that musical scene in the early 90s that people like to call grunge. And in my mind, it remains the definitive song of that movement. The way that this song drops in on the very first note is as good as it gets, and it remains just as enjoyable to this day. Whether it's that powerful drive behind the verses or the amazing groove in the breakdown, this is one of those truly perfect songs that comes along once in a generation. And let's not forget Eddie Vedder's vocal on this song, as it's one of his best and it really showcases his entire range as a vocalist. Also, the video where Eddie is climbing through the rafters is iconic unto itself, and Pearl Jam is definitely deserving of their status far above almost any other band from the last 2 decades. Pull this one out again this week and blast it as loud as possible. So those are my recommendations for this week. Be sure to check back here every Sunday for more music suggestions, and be here every day for all the music news, reviews, and knowledge you'll ever need.